What's going on, you guys? Slim here with a new video today, and here you guys, I'm here to showcase my boy Joel Fernandez's insane Burning Abyss deck. This man has been piloting this deck at our locals for a while, and he's absolutely just been tearing it up. He's topped every single locals. Even before I joined the locals, he was tearing it up with this deck. He bodied me in some of the games. I'm sure you guys saw them in my match replays. This man has just been doing insane things with his deck. I'm a huge fan of it. He was kind enough to send me his list. I really do appreciate the matches him and I have. He's a very good player. I think he has extremely good knowledge of this deck and pretty much any deck he touches. He also has very, very good resource management with his deck. I just wanted to showcase it for you guys, for those of you that are huge Burning Abyss fans out there. As always, if you guys are new here, consider subscribing, hit that notification bell. You guys will be notified whenever I upload. You'll also be notified when I stream over on Twitch. Over on Twitch is where I stream our locals, so definitely check that out. While you're down in the description, consider joining my ever-growing Discord community. If you want to purchase any of the cards I talk about in order to build your decks or cards in general, please use my TCG player link as well as my gem accessories link, as a portion of what you spend will go back to the channel. It helps me out and I really do appreciate it. And last but not least, if you guys want to further support me and the channel, consider becoming a channel member by clicking that join button or becoming one of my Patreons. With all that out of the way, you guys, you already know Dante is eternal. Literally, he will never hit the ban list. I've never seen a deck for so many years avoid the ban list, but it's Burning Abyss, and it's a huge fan favorite deck. I know Gabe had a lot of success with his deck, and Joel is having a lot of success with his decks. I just want to hop into it for you guys. I think this take is really interesting. We're just going to get into it. So you got, of course, the one copy of Alec. He's got the 3 copies of Ash, is the most generic hand trap. He's got the 1 copy of Calcab, the triple copies of Seer, the triple copies of Droll. I like that he's still playing Droll. So Droll is very interesting. Everyone thought when Drytron took the hits that they took on the ban list that Droll would kind of fall out of circulation. The funny thing though is with VFD getting banned and Ben 10 getting hit, both Virtual World and Drytron basically fell out of the meta for a while, and Droll came back because of Dragon Link. And Droll is actually crazy. If you can get them to pass their turn or end on a mediocre board because of Droll, why wouldn't you? Not only that, the card is so powerful against the Invoke decks. Like, literally, they go Terraforming, and you literally Droll them. They go Summon Alistair, you Droll them. You'd, like, do whatever. They go Activate to get, they activate Meltdown to get Alistair, and you Droll them. Like, they really take a hard beating to this card. I think this card's great. It's also very good against Bird Up. It's good against, actually, most decks in the format, so I really, really like the fact that he's still choosing to main deck this. I think it's a very good call. Of course, 2 copies of Farfa, triple copies of Fiendish Rhino Warrior, the triple copies of Graph, along with the 1 copy of Libic, and of course the triple Scarm, and of course the triple Tour Guide. And he is playing Dragoon. Oh, I have felt the wrath of Dragoon in this deck. He's playing, of course, the Dark Magician and the Red Eyes. Yeah, why would you not play Dragoon? The card is absolutely insane, and do you know how easy it is to link into a Verde Anaconda in this deck? It literally is just so free. It's crazy. He's got the 1 Called By, of course, so all your plays go through. Triple Cyclone, I really like this. I think this card is very, very good this format. I main deck it myself and invoke Dogmatica. I think it's very good against Eldritch. It's very good against any problematic cards that could be, you know, flipped on you if they play Floodgates, anything like that. This card is great. Also, it banishes, which is key, especially against Eldritch. You banish their Sanguines, you banish any other stuff, they're really out of the water with this card. So I really, really like that he's main decking this format. And he's also main decking the triple Dark Ruler No More. Now, you guys are probably wondering, does this deck want to go first or second? The beauty of this deck, the way that Joel constructed it, it can do either or. It could be an absolute house going first, and it can just break boards going second. The Burning Abyss cards, they all float. Like, they literally just do a bunch of crazy stuff. Tour Guide is an amazing starter for the deck. Dark Ruler is fantastic, and he told me the reason why he's playing this is because a lot of decks outside of Eldritch are putting up a lot of negates. Like, look at Dragon Link. Look at Prank Kids. Look at all the decks that put up these interruptions, put up these things that are going to give you a hard time if you're forced to go second. Dark Ruler No More lets you just turn all that off. It's also just very good if you're staring down a window or something like that, because of course wind is going to hurt this deck. So being able to Dark Ruler that is fantastic. Not only that, he said at worst it becomes your discard for Dragoon. So honestly, it's not a bad choice at all. I really like the fact that he's main decking this. I think it's a very smart call because it will handle most decks in the format. It's also very good against Dinos or just any board that's really going to give you a hard time. So I really like this in the main deck. Of course, Foolish Burial, that's self-explanatory. 2 Pot of Avarice, this was actually the coolest thing I saw in this deck, and he literally can make it live turn 1. You guys already know how Burning Abyss roll. You can so easily just fill your grave with 5 monsters, literally, and then just recycle all your resources and draw 2. Like, that's just so crazy to me. That's, like, ridiculous, so that's fantastic. Also, may not come up as much as you think, but if you do happen to mill Dark Magician or Red Eyes, turning off your Red Eyes fusion, you can always shuffle them back with Pot of Avarice. Just saying, that's pretty crazy. And then, of course, triple Pot of Desires, because, you know, he's playing over 40 cards. Card's great, honestly. It gives you a +1. Like, why would you not play it? Of course, the one Red Eyes Fusion and triple Super Poly. This is format dependent. I really like this, though, because I feel it's very good at cracking boards, and this deck is just very strong at doing that, so this was a great meta call to include. He's got in the side deck the triple copies of Lancia, along with the Barbar. So the Barbar is funny because, you know, you side this for time, you can just burn your opponent in time. Like, the card is fantastic. And he's also taking a page out of Gabe's book. I know Gabe is one of the only players I've seen playing Burning Abyss that does side shifter. A lot of people think this card is counterproductive in this deck because, obviously, you know, you guys are a graveyard deck. However, this card literally ends your opponent's turn. This card literally makes them pass. There is no other hand trap in the game that does that, and this card is fantastic. Many players are starting to have success with this card, and I think this is going to be a trend we're going to see for Burning Abyss and other decks. If the decks can support it and find a way to support it, then they're definitely going to play this, and this card literally just ends the turn, so this card is fantastic. Then he's got, of course, the one Duster and the triple Twin Twisters, along with the Red Reboot. This is for all the back row decks. This just is crazy. You just blow them out with these cards. And then triple Torrential. Torrential's insane, very good against decks that overextend. Not only that, you get a bunch of advantage with this card. Your monsters float, unlike your opponent, so this card is just amazing, kind of similar to how Shaddolls take full advantage of this card, so I really like the fact that he's playing this in his deck as well, so this is very, very cool. On to the extra deck, of course, we've got the one copy of Dante Pilgrim. This comes out off Beatrice. His Super Poly target is Mud Dragon of the Swamp. Now, he did tell me he did want to find room, of course, for Starving Venom because it is the most generic. Obviously, he's going to, you know, move some things around if he wants to play that. The card he wanted to actually cut was Access Code Talker, but at the last minute, he decided to keep it in the deck, but you definitely should put that card probably in here. If there's another card you can cut, let me know in the comments below, but I think for the most part, he's left everything pretty much set. Super Poly just gives you that added oomph that you need. Of course, Dragoon, already mentioned the card's nuts. You've got Beatrice, of course, with the two copies of Dante. Two Dante is perfect. You got the one Zeus with the Downerd and the Fortune Tune. You guys should already know how that goes. Fortune Tune is insane. Slap the Downerd on top, slap the Zeus, and that's all she wrote. Already mentioned the Access Code Talker. He would probably cut this for the Starving Venom just to make Super Poly more live, so just remember that. You've got the Boral Sword Dragon. This can just be another OTK piece. So honestly, you could probably cut the Access Code for the Starving Venom. That way Super Poly is a little more live, and then that way you're able to play the Boral Sword and still get the OTK off. Of course, the one Cherubini, you got the one IP Masquerena along with the Unicorn. A lot of people underestimate this, but this play is still very good in 2021. IP being able to make an indestructible Unicorn is crazy. The fact that it also spins another card is nuts. The fact that you're discarding Burning Abyss usually triggers their effects, so that's pretty crazy as well, and you get a lot of stuff done with that. And then, of course, the one and only Verde Anaconda, because why would you not play it? You literally can make Dragoon with it. But that is the deck, you guys. Like I said, he has topped every single locals back to back to back. Really performed well. If you guys happen to catch my live streams, which are over on Twitch, you'll actually see when I play him, and you'll also see sometimes when I pop in on some matches. You guys will get to see firsthand just how well he pilots his deck. I'm a huge fan of this deck. I think he's a very good player. I like to give him his kudos because every time we play, I always feel like I learn something from him, even through like my own misplays or through certain plays I never seen before. And I really respect that he's playing a deck like Burning Abyss, especially in 2021, whereas a lot of players would turn a blind eye to this deck. He's found ways to keep the deck still going in the new format, and I really like that. But please let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed the deck, any changes you would make. Are you trying this deck out yourself? If so, how's it going for you? Because I think this deck really is cool. I think it's super underrated. I think it can just be an absolute house, this format. So it's definitely something you should keep an eye on and definitely be prepared for another format where Dante is going to just stay eternal. And yeah, it's pretty crazy. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Again, shout out to you, Joel. Appreciate you sending me this, bro. Definitely we'll see you at locals, and we'll definitely see some more great stuff for you with more spicy lists going forward. But that's all I got for today, you guys. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.